Hi, and welcome to another session of Scrap Your Stash taught by the Two-Piece Garden Girls every Thursday. The layout I made today is based on circles. I've had to use the same set of scrapbooking supplies for the past 3 videos, so I'm trying to get a little creative with what I'm using. So circles it is. I grabbed my favorite 6x6 paper pads right now by Crate Paper and Basic Gray, and a whole bunch of round elements like doilies and pearls and flare and buttons and my circle punch. So what I want to do first is punch a 1-inch circle from every single sheet of paper in my 3 6x6 paper pads. And I'm actually punching 2 circles from each paper, so I have enough. And then rather than show you how to do that, because it's pretty easy, I've already punched them all out. The next step is to grab about 4 or 5 circles at a time and cut them in half into semicircles. And again, just to save on time, I've gone ahead and cut all my circles in half. Ta-da! They look so pretty, just like that. Alright, so then I'm going to grab my background cardstock. It's a nice light blue / mint, and some pictures of my little baby girl Jane that I've never scrapped. And I'm getting really technical here, just using a paper plate to trace a semicircle around my pictures that I'm going to use as a template to where I want to start building up my main design element. So basically, I'm just taking each semicircle and using a glue dot to stick it down on the page. I learned after placing the first row that I want my glue dot to be at the bottom of the semicircle so that I can tuck the next layer behind and not have the glue dot get in the way. So you just go around, place the semicircles around the traced line, and then it's time for the next layer, and you're going to put them in between each set of semicircles. And you're just building a really fun and unique border. So I just plopped myself in front of the TV and did this. So now I've got a really pretty focal design element. Originally it was going to be going up from the bottom, but my husband said it looked like an afro, so I decided to have it come out from the side. So I'm just sticking down these 3 photos. I dropped it from 4 photos to 3. It fit better. And again, with my trusty plate, I'm going to trace another semicircle, and this is where I want to do some journaling. And to help it stand out, I want to paint this little section white. I'm erasing the pencil line so you can't see it as much, and just dabbing my brush into the paint. And I didn't want to get paint on the table, so I'm just using a Ziploc bag. Gotta use whatever I have on hand so the paint doesn't get on the table, the hotel room table. Just swipe it along. There's really no way to mess this up. You just paint right inside. And while it's drying, I'm going to go ahead and start embellishing the page with a whole bunch of round / circular objects. I love this fabric yo-yo from the Yes Please collection by Amy Tangerine. To help reduce some of the dimension, I peeled off the foam dot from the back. Some round wooden buttons and a 2 paper accordions from the Pure collection by Crate Paper. And a few pink sequins. Well, a pink sequin, a white sequin, and a gold sequin. So these brand new embellishments that you can find in the Two-Piece store and in my supplies below are also round, and to mirror the curve of round elements going on the top left, I want to do it on the top right, or excuse me, the bottom right. From the top left, mirroring on the bottom right. There we go. So just adding some brads, buttons, turning it over, pushing down the prongs, and then my favorite technique is to just flip the page over and press it down really hard so the prongs are nice and flat. Because they already stick up so much, you want to reduce the dimension as much as possible. Now that white journaling spot stands out, so I'm just dropping some white spray mist around the page to tie in all the white together. And again, I want the title to be white also, so the white stands out. Ideally, I would have used some round letter stickers to create the title, but I don't have any right now, so white foam stickers it is. And I love this font. Works for everything. Titling it brand new because Jane was just about 2 weeks old in these photos. And the last step is to write all of my journaling. I wrote a novel to her. Hopefully she'll love reading it someday. And there you have it, a completed layout. Here's another example of a repeated shape. For this one I used hearts. Hearts everywhere, paper hearts, chipboard hearts, 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 hearts. And on this layout I used arrows. So your challenge is to create a layout with a repeating shape. Thanks so much for joining me.